At the start of December, a full moon lunar eclipse unlocked the gate and let the fairies out. The strange new world opening up is still wet around the edges and unformed, but you've probably got to a place where you're ready to proceed with a different attitude and a revised wish list. A decision has been reached and you're more aligned with the next step. That's good, because the Sat new moon early on Tuesday morning in Australia brings a barrel of energy, seeding the narrative for the next 20 years. It's a solar eclipse, closely blended with Mercury and pivoted in crosshairs with the dream planet Neptune. This means there's a shift, a revelation, or a breakthrough in important communications. Something hidden gets your attention, and a deeper level of understanding changes your ideas and perceptions about events from the past. This could involve siblings, agreements, memories, or a long-held belief that hooked you into a victim program. The untold story is being brought to wholeness, and you can see things from a different angle. The last full moon gave out the tools to rewrite the script, and now we can lift a heavy blanket of grief, guilt, or anxiety and change the channel. For much of this year, the truth has been kept in quicksand, but this Sag eclipse lights up the mission statement and blasts you out of one reality and into a new mindset. Within a week, Saturn and Jupiter will leave the Earth sign of Capricorn, effectively breaking up with Pluto and ending 2020's astro domination of their combined transformative force. At solstice, Saturn and Jupiter enter Aquarius and form a planetary event known as a Great Conjunction, activating a cultural shift in consciousness and a new generation. I'll be going through what this means for your zodiac sign in the next vid, but this solar eclipse has Saturn, the god of consequence, restriction, and responsibility, pressed up to the last degree of Capricorn at the edge of a new world in Aquarius. This is the acid test. It's like going from an underfunded Doctor Who series to a Star Trek galaxy far away. A new vision and perspective can slide into place, and then we step through into the other world. Neptune at the midpoint of the eclipse axis during this moon has the role of gatekeeper, and like all thresholds, you need to give something up before you can move to the next phase. There's a karmic element to this aspect, and the chance to replay an old pattern with a different result. There's been plenty of evidence we're in transition, personally and collectively. But it's hard to see the butterflies when you've been cocooned and blind to maximum possibility. It's time to stretch your imagination and see beyond the new normal. Stubborn resistance at this time will be really painful. Think self-torture, regret, increasing isolation. Virgo and Pisces born second week of the month. For you, it's hard not to fall back into old habits, but this opportunity calls for you to step up, out, and beyond. Gripping tightly will only make you suffer and drain energy, but as you gain self-control, the dynamic changes around you. Something inspired and refreshingly sincere can break through the hardest resentment or prickly stalemate. Mars, back on direct course, has caught up with Eris in Aries. And this can really propel action. A swift turnaround, a reckoning, or a confrontation that gets it all out of the way with the final word. The eclipse is revealing a stark truth, and Mars and Eris make a formidable team to protect it from sinking. Promises and plans that fogged up in March can now be cleared up with conviction and a reset. Meanwhile, over in Scorpio, there's some really good news. Venus and Juno, the queens of relationship, self-worth and sovereignty, have joined together in a beautiful link with Jupiter and Chariklo. Right now, these goddesses of love and marriage are really pumped up by Jupiter's knack for good fortune, celebration and expansion. And in this eclipse phase, it's more than just a purple patch. Financial speculations pay off, commitments come through, and importantly, this combo gives a blessing to announcements, weddings, partnerships, deals or agreements, and then formalizes the arrangements. Chariklo is a medicine woman and cosmic soul mama who brings that spark of destiny, healing and wisdom to the journey, and her steady guidance leads to the right choice. Juno and Venus have a complicated history that meant they were often pitted against each other in the Greek myths. But looking behind the scandals, jealousy and gossip that they inspired, Venus and Juno are protectors of women, fertility and childbirth, and they're magicians of every creative union, from polyamory and monogamy to the weather, the seasons and the skies. They call out toxic masculinity and gender inequality. They get justice for family violence. Together now on the edge of the new world, they're collaborating to empower a healthy feminine-masculine balance in all partnerships. Everyone gets the love and the loving vibe from these lucky stars. But Scorp, Taurus, Cancer and Pisces, and pretty much all cusp birthdays born between the 18th or the 23rd of the month, are getting full VIP treatment. This eclipse asks for a deep breath, and then it pulls you into flow towards love and an open heart. Unconditional love means loving the things that are hard to love, but don't waste yourself on what hasn't proved trustworthy or sustainable, because it won't work in this new frequency. There's enough good learning here to break a cycle or a rut and take in a more rounded, holistic understanding of who you are without being crippled by a subconscious desire to stay small, stay victim, or stay stuck. Tomorrowland can be lighter, brighter, and with more freedom than we know what to do with. And COVID has taught us that we're all in this together. So it's important we lift our collective stress response from survival of the fittest to you're only as strong as your weakest link, and to work in abundance and collaboration rather than as rivals in competition. Our new Sag moon takes us beyond a position of limitation and opens the imagination for endless possibility. I'm Meryl Key, and this is my Mystery School. Like, follow, share and subscribe. If you want to learn about my Mystery School topics, contact me through my website www.merylkey.com. Blessed be.